The Intercept is reporting on a brand new Trump administration pick for us. So they explain here, John Gore, an attorney who has worked to defend laws that critics say are designed to weaken the voting rights of African Americans and other minorities, was selected by President Donald Trump to serve as a senior civil rights official at the Department of Justice. Gore's new role as Trump's choice for Deputy Assistant Attorney General of the Civil Rights Division of the Justice Department is notable because he will lead the division that oversees civil rights laws, including voter suppression issues. They continue, Gore has worked to defend Republican redistricting laws in Virginia, South Carolina, New York, and Florida, including maps that opponents say were drawn to maximize Republican seats in Congress and frequently employed a strategy of packing African American voters into a single district to dilute their voting power in neighboring districts. In Florida and Virginia, Gore also intervened on behalf of Republicans to defend new voter ID laws. So, here it is again, the oldest right-wing trick in the book. Let me appoint somebody to be the head of a division who doesn't believe in that division, who doesn't think it should exist, who think it's all BS. And Trump has been extra ridiculous on this front. Because, for example, he picked Rick Perry to head the Department of Energy, when Rick Perry famously doesn't believe that department should exist. And it doesn't just stop there, it's everywhere. Ben Carson, housing and urban development, when Ben Carson is a devotee of the private sector, and he doesn't even believe in government. I mean, this is the fox being put in control of the hen house. But again, we've seen this throughout history. George W. Bush, hey, let me pack the EPA with former oil company people. And then they have the nerve to say, it's okay because these people know these regulations that the EPA is enforcing. Yeah, they know the regulations because they're used to dodging them. They've gotten accustomed to evading them, avoiding them. So it's a hostile takeover of the government by far-right factions. And Trump every now and then decides to buck orthodoxy. For example, he's against TPP and he killed TPP. That's a liberal idea that Trump implemented, and I give him nothing but credit for that. But in all these other areas, it's beyond a disaster. You can't have somebody like this be in charge of civil rights because he's not going to uphold civil rights. And remember, parts of the Civil Rights Act were slapped down by the Supreme Court just recently. So, since that's the case, it's already been gutted, and then for what remains of it, you have somebody in charge of upholding it that doesn't believe in it. So we've rolled the clock back on voting rights issues. We've rolled the clock back on gerrymandering and redistricting issues. And his whole purpose was to defend these laws that effectively did voting racial segregation. Because when you draw the districts so all the African Americans are in a district or two and all the other ones are whiter districts, well, then you just solidified the fact that most of the representatives coming from a given state are going to be Republican because there's only a handful of districts that are locked down Democratic. So they make it non-competitive on purpose. And this person is responsible for upholding and defending and believing in this disgusting system, which is a slap in the face to everybody who believes in democracy and freedom and justice.